Ladies, bros, non-binary, slow bros, welcome to Pokemon Degeneracy. Today, we're going to be looking at the Pokemon market of cards that are going up and down, sealed product. We got some requests from the community, and we're going to be looking at some degeneracy, I guess, right? Let's get into it. So up first, we got Jacob. Jacob is asking about the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. My brother, this train has left the station. I regret to inform you. However, if $250 is not too crazy of a price for you, specifically for me, I see this probably going up to $350 by the end of the year. If $250 is a good price point for you, I'd probably snag one. I don't see this restocking. If there is, it's a very small amount. Not financial advice, by the way.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
I would scoop with caution. If you don't feel good about it, don't do it. And then Jacob also wants to know about surging spanks, surging pain, surging gains for some people.
Sometimes you get knocked down and you don't know if you can get back up again. And sometimes you go to Cracker Barrel.
Same thing, more likely to get a bigger restock than the Obsidian Flames promo since it's so new. $150 I think is a decent price point for this. It could dip down to, MSRP, slightly above MSRP, maybe like $100 if there is a decent sized restock in the Pokemon Center, but I think that will probably recoup itself. I mean, it's Pikachu on the front. It looks good. I mean, the crown, probably one of the better looking crowns I've seen from Scarlet and Violet.
Objection, Your Honor! What is it?
Pokemon Center box, not a terrible price point to be scooping at. When it comes to regular sealed products of Surging Sparks, boy, we are going down.
Nice, Ron.
I sneeze.
This is a ticking time bomb. This is probably going to drop to 160 in the next few weeks. There's a lot of talks about a massive reprint coming for this, and I'm pretty sure it's everything, including the booster boxes. Me personally, a bit too risky to hold on to. There's a chance there are no booster boxes, but I've never seen Pokemon not reprint booster boxes before. We are kind of in new uncharted territory, so buyer beware. But me personally, I'm not holding booster boxes, just Pokemon Center ETBs. All right, next we got Car. Car asks, hey Dag, I'm looking at Temporal Forces Elite Trainer boxes. So Temporal Forces, super slept on.
Oh, are you sleeping in here? Hey, I think he's sleeping in here.
My opinion, I think it's probably going to be, if we don't get a pure ghost type set, this is probably the next Fusion Strike. It's the next Unified Minds. We've got Ghastly. We got Gengar. We got a trainer card with a Gengar in it. We got every like OG legendary dog or whatever you want to call it in ancient form. I mean, the set is absolutely loaded with insane artwork, and the promo is a really solid promo. Iron Thorns, Tyranitar. Like, the fact that this isn't like 150, 200 is crazy to me, so I definitely think this is a good price point to be walking into. I scooped these up, I think, around the $70 price point, one of each, maybe two. Definitely think this is a really good price to pick these up, and I don't think Pokemon Center's going to restock them. Jacob also wanted to know about Crown Zenith. So when it comes to Crown Zenith, I've been preaching every Sunday when I hit my knees at the altar, and I just with the whole cracker and wine thing, and I look up to Arceus. I'm like, please give Crown Zenith its time. Well, it's time. And Crown Zenith is pumping.
Got this, Travis. Make him wait for it. Boom.
The train has left the station a little bit, but I still feel like 100 bones is not a bad price point. It's also the very first Elite Trainer box to get a promo. Let that sink in. It's also Lucario. Let that sink in.
Croissant.
Now, some people are like, oh, this thing is printed to death, da 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 da. I'm telling you, there are so many new collectors coming into the space. There will continuously be new collectors coming into space. I don't see Pokemon reprinting this. If I do, I would drop dead. I would drop dead. I thought there would be a reprint last year. There was a reprint last year. I had an insane reprint last year. But when it comes to the Elite Trainer Box, I think $100 is still a really good price point. You get 10 packs instead of 9. And it's Lucario. Like, this should be a no-brainer. $200 ETB already. The fact that it isn't is wild to me, but that just goes to show how much of it is available. Definitely, I would say an A to S tier pickup right now if you want this before it gets expensive. Speaking of Crown Zenith, Giratina V-Star. It's crazy that this card was ever sub 100. And I still think 250 is too low. Call me crazy. But I really think that this should be half the price of what the alt art goes for, which is about $650 on a good day right now. So I see gold Tina going up to 350, no problem. 300, 350 in the next few months as it becomes harder and harder to get. But I do see good things for Giratina and Crown Zenith. And Mewtwo. Kamehameha Mewtwo. I mean, if you're not dragging these nuts, if you're not on the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha train, then you really are sleeping on this. I mean, Mewtwo used to be 60 bones. It used to be 60 bones. It's now pushing 115, 105, 144, 120, 120. It's a 110 card now, basically. Practically 120. It's an insane artwork, and I could easily see this being 200. If you like Mewtwo versus Charizard, by all means, if you can get this for like 80 to like 100, man, that'd be such a good pickup right now because I see this doubling. As soon as Crown Zenith hits 150, 160, that gold Tina is going to go up to 350, and Mewtwo is going to be 175, 200. I'll make up the rules. Rack is asking about the Japanese Eevee illustration rare. In my opinion, this card is super underpriced right now. The English equivalent is going for about 80 to 100. Last time I checked, it could be higher as the recording of this video. And it's a third of the price. Now, mind you, price charting is probably better to use. eBay might be a little bit better to use, but if we're going off of this, which aren't too old, you got 24. I mean, like a quarter of the price, If you can pick this up for 2025, I would be grabbing so many of these right now. And what's even more criminal than making out with your stepsis, behind the barn, in a 10, it is going for 60, 65, 70 on even some of these listings. It is crazy underrated right now. The EVs are becoming relatively unaffordable for the average collector. And if you want that artwork, you want that Japanese quality, I mean, 65, 70 for a PSA 10 is highway robbery. It's just so underpriced right now. Rack also wanted to know about Astral Radiance. So, Astral Radiance, decent set, Sword and Shield block, kind of like, out of your friend group, probably the last person you'd want to date, but at $225, not a terrible price point. I liked it better at $180. I liked it better at $160, which is why I got a few at those price points. But $225, if you're just looking for some steady gains with a lower, price point that's already maturing, already growing, doesn't have this fear of a reprint, Astral Radiance isn't bad. Top Chase Machamp, going for like 145, right? Starmie Trainer Gallery going for 75, 80. Didn't this go on like a tear though? Wasn't there like a huge pump on alternate arts? Yeah. Actually, it's higher than it's ever been. Crazy. Can't forget the Garchomp. Crazy gainer. This card doubled in like the last month, going from like 30 to like $55. Just call it 60 at this point, right? Last sold was $58.98. There just isn't a crazy amount of stuff in Astro Ranch, which is probably why it's in that price point. However, the hotter of the friend group, Brilliant Stars, is low-key slept on. It has gained some traction recently. Late December, sitting at 220. That was probably the best time to pick it up before it totally took off, and now is 290. 290? Yeah, 285 plus shipping or tax. We got the Umbreon Trainer Gallery sitting at about 75 average. Charizard, alt art, insane card. Beautiful artwork. I know a lot of people have this as like their favorite.
For me, I just don't like the angle that it's at. I mean, yeah, you can see the face pretty well, you can see the body pretty well, but for me, just not for me. I know a lot of people like it. I think it's cool artwork. Not my personal taste.
And this is going for, I hate when TCG Player does that. From a reputable seller, 200. 200 is what it's going for. This is crazy right here. This is crazy. If you want to buy it from somebody with no sales, there's one for 140. I'm pretty sure there is buyer protection here. So you should be okay buying that. Might be worth the game, but might not be. Anyhow, 200 for a Charizard alt art. I see Brilliant Stars smacking 450 by the end of the year. That's my guess. I would see higher gains off of Brilliant Stars than I would Astro Radiance. And the last request coming in from Keg. I have a sealed booster box of Twilight Masquerade. Well, let's look it up. Honestly, love the artwork. Fantastic. Let's see what she's hovering at. So, man, price points are hard to see on that little pop-up. Current listings are at like 179, 180 on a Sword and Shield box. What's the Greninja going for? Like 300 plus. And it has the EVs. It's in a really weird place because it came after Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved did get a reprint, but Twilight Masquerade didn't. And at 180, this actually kind of seems like an underrated buy. But I think the reason why a lot more people haven't picked this up is because it's only been around, what, 6-9 months? I forget when it came out. It was like last year. So there is a pretty high chance that Pokemon reprints this into the ground, bringing it back down to like maybe sub below MSRP. But it's tough, you know, like there are some sets that just never get reprinted, and this could be the cheapest you ever get it. For me personally, I like the ETBs better. I like the Pokemon Center ETB way better. I think that's a great buy if you can buy it MSRP. But this is a really tough one, Keg. It's tough, dude. I think if this gets reprinted and it goes down to, let's say, 140 market with it sitting at 180, you're down $40 temporarily. But then I don't really see them doing it a third time. So yeah, I think it's a decent hold. I think it's a decent buy, but I probably would focus on maybe slightly older products that are less likely to get reprinted or have already gotten a reprint, and it's less likely that they would get a third reprint, especially right now with there being such a high demand for like ultra new products like Prismatic, Surging Sparks, 151, even though that's not ultra modern, but you kind of get the gist. It's like, I think Pokemon has their hands full printing other things, and they might just avoid reprinting things that people aren't complaining about. It's just always at a really awkward price point, even though the chases, in theory, if you look at the top chases, Greninja's like 300 plus, and Eevee's like 100, compared to Brilliant Stars, that's sitting at 280. Let's just call it 300 to make the math easy. It's about to be 300. The top chases in Twilight Masquerade surpass a much older set with a more iconic Pokemon, which is crazy to think. So I think, I mean, this is easily going to be a $300 booster box, in my opinion, by the time it goes further and further away from a reprint risk. I would say long term, Twilight Masquerade is probably a super solid set just between the Greninja and the Eevee. Here are the things I am currently looking out for. The Eevee promo from Prismatic. This at $10 is absurd. It is absurd that it's $10. I think a lot of people are currently a little, how should I say, digletmatized by the chases in Prismatic. And because the promo is so accessible right now out of the ETBs, that, I think a lot of people maybe want to recoup their cost. They have too many, maybe it's not good for grading, whatever. But this is easily, in my opinion, one of the best promos in Scarlet and Violet. And it's sitting at $10 is criminal. However, Prismatic will eventually get printed heavily. This promo I see going to $20 by early February. Once Prismatic is absolutely dried out, it will then climb to $35 by the end of February and probably hit $40 in March. By then, I think it will hit a ceiling. I think maybe it could even go to $50. I'm probably actually being a little precautious, but I could even see it going to $50. I think $40 is probably safe. $10 a card, $12 a card, whatever, is criminally...
The cow says moo. Butterfly don't say nothing. Pig says you have the right to remain silent.
Underpriced, in my opinion. I would say grab as many of these as you can, hold until March, sell at the top. At worst, this is a $20 card. By then, you've doubled whatever you put in it. Financial advice. But that's what I'm personally picking up anytime I see is this promo.
Megan, no! Megan! Oh no, Megan.
I think it's better than the Pikachu promo. I think it's better than the Charmander promo. I mean, we don't even have any promos in general. A sleeping Eevee. Special promo with a Pikachu doll, a picture of Eevee in there, a Voltorb. I mean, this is the most insanely beautiful artwork for a promo I've ever seen. And why nobody's talking about it? At $10. $10 hairs is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to get a bunch of these grades and anything I can. Probably going to get rid of everything in March. April the latest. We'll just keep your Instagram. I think raw is probably going to go to 40. Conservatively, 50 is probably realistic. And then it'll probably crash at the reprints. I think at PSA 10. Let's talk about some Pokemon Center promos. So we've got the Snorlax, we got the Charmander, Pikachu. Here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. So there are still Pokemon Center promos that you can get below $50. Noctowl. I think this is an insanely underrated Pokemon Center promo. It is insanely beautiful. I would be picking these up at $40, grading as many as I can that I think would get at $10. This I would buy anytime I'd see it. Easy. Probably as easy as the Eevee, in my opinion. And look at Shiny Noctowl. Remember Shiny Noctowl? That thing is crazy expensive. And this is probably more rare. Like, I think there are probably less Pokemon Center Noctowls than there are Shiny Noctowls. Screamtail. Jigglypuff's hotter sister. Okay. $26 for this absolutely adorable card is insane. And it's stamped? What? Why is nobody talking about this? Is insane to me. Absolutely absurd. 26. I'm picking these up anytime I see them. Yeah, 27, 25, 22. I mean, and this actually is going down. Yeah, I think people were speculating a little bit here, and then they're like, maybe we shouldn't speculate. Iron Thorns. I don't know why there's no image for it. The Iron Thorns promo. Right? This is what it looks like. Also super underrated. I think it looks better than the Screamtail. I think it rivals the Noctowl art. $30, roughly. Yeah, $30 for a Pokemon Center promo. In this economy? In this economy, my dude? Easy pickup. I would totally scoop these up ASAP. Now, here's the play. And for me, you do what you want. But when I look at this, 40 bucks for an Octel, and a PSA 10 is $200. That's a 200%, no, sorry, a 5x from raw to graded, which is insane. And I still think at 200, it is criminally underrated. And I think as soon as supply dries up and the hype train just keeps going all year long, this is what people are going to be looking at next. They're like, damn, I couldn't get that Charmander. I couldn't get that Pikachu. I couldn't get that Eevee Pokemon Center. We're going to start looking at next, the next affordable thing. And Noctowl, I mean, once you got a few shots in you, maybe a case of beer, Noctowl starts to look pretty damn good. Starts to look pretty darn good. Same thing with Screamtail. And Screamtail is even cheaper. Also, like $200. Right? So here it says we got sales for Noctowl, right? 180, 200, 185. Yeah, about like 200-ish. Getting there. Screamtail pretty much doing the same thing. Slightly higher, but cheaper in raw. Now, when we look at the Paldea Evolved Pikachus, even crazier multipliers, right? So we had some sell in December for 63, 69, 69, 76, 65. I mean, these are really cheap prices in my mind. And let's just make the math easy. Let's say you pick one up for like 70, give or take, if you can, maybe 80. And at 10, it goes for almost 700 average. 700 is crazy. Let's look up the eBay. January 15th, 900. 1,000. 900. 1,000. 1,000. 800. 900. So even more than what it looks like. Price charting might be lagging. You could get 4 of them for 200. Wow, that's crazy. Same thing. And I think Iron Thorns is probably pretty slept on too. This is probably the cheapest PSA 10 Pokemon Center promo I've seen. $150. If you don't want to deal with grading, you just want to pick up a slab, $150 for a PSA 10 is crazy work. It's probably a little bit higher, even if it was like 160, 170, if price charting is lagging, because I doubt there hasn't been a sale here since November. Let's look it up. Yeah, some people are finding these for 150, 150, 150. I mean, there's some people apparently, I don't know if these are legit, but 280, 225, 190, 250. Best offer accepted, 350, 425. But yeah, that has been the show, folks. If you'd like to support the channel, check out our website. You can find collection boxes, sealed products, yada, yada, yada. Join our Discord. Find us live on TikTok while that's still a thing. And we'll eventually be doing some live streams here. We'll be throwing out some videos, hopefully several times a week. We'll see what the schedule looks like. But we'll definitely be doing a lot more market analysis videos. If you like these types of videos, let me know down in the comments below. I will be replying to all comments. And let me know if there are Pokemon products that you would like me to feature in our next video. And we'll scoop them out. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Happy hunting. Peace.